beginning to feel like the only person in the world who thought it sucked.
Oh.
You are the only person in the world who thought it sucked. But you're right, it didn't make sense. It made dollars.
All right, folks. By craziness, it turns the frick out that they decided to make a TV show out of what? Spy Kids. What? Like, yeah, so they made a TV show of Spy Kids, and I was thinking about what I would say beforehand before I actually watched the series. Now, beforehand, I saw like a little snippet, like not a snippet, I just saw what it looked like, and I was like, oh, well, from this point, I mean, just a quick glimpse, I'm pretty sure they took the fourth movie and said, hey, let's continue on with it. Because the fourth movie was crazy as frick. I mean, it really was. I mean, a talking dog who is a robot and knows how to do freaking damn ninja moves and crap like that. That would translate better in a freaking cartoon show. That would actually translate a little bit better. But it just gets into crazier of what it really is. And notes the fourth movie, when I was talking about it in a video, it got freaking copyrighted. Yeah, and they blocked it in Canada. You guys blocked this video to say how bad your movie is in Canada. I'm pretty sure that in Canada they have what is called internet as well. Because why else would you block it if Canada didn't have the internet? So they can find out for their damn selves that this movie is totally unwatchable. Well, not unwatchable, it's just that it's a real messed up fall from what they once were with the original Spy Kids and Spy Kids 2. Third one could be debatable on if it's good or not. Anyways, let's get on with what I'm going to talk about, which is, technically this is a series premiere review. So we're going to actually look at Spy Kids Mission... I forgot what it's called, but frick it, man. He's like, yeah, because I don't really care that much for the series. I don't really care. So what they decided to do was mix the first movie with the fourth movie. What do you mean by that? Oh, very easy. What they did is took the first movie, all the freaking Cortezes, they took all the Cortezes and put them in the fourth movie scenario. That's what they basically did. Where it's like, yes, they are working with the OSS. They're not actually living at home at all. And, well, technically in all the movies, they were working at home. Well, actually, I think the third movie is debatable on if they actually worked at home. Oh yeah, now they actually work at the OSS and live at the OSS, and that's basically it, besides the fact of, well, you know, they couldn't get freaking Antonio Banderas. Even though it's like, wait, they have Puss in Boots. Are you sure that they didn't actually were able to contact Antonio so he can actually get his role again? And basically would be like, Shoulders, I have no idea. Not ABC/Disney. So yeah, they just basically recasted everyone's voice, and it makes sense because Junie and Carmen, they're grown up. I have no idea where freaking Junie's actor is these days. Carmen's actor, however, she showed up a few times. One, she showed up in a Christian movie that I did a review on, and, well, the people who were looking at the review decided to thumbs down because, of freaking religion, apparently. I don't know. And yeah, of course, that was a fragile state because holy frick, you seen that movie. Holy freaking damn frick. As for the actor who played Junie, we have no freaking damn idea where the hell he is. And of course, like I said in the other video that actually deals with Spy Kids, is that they could have actually done better with them. It's like, come on, freaking Robert. You can make spy movies. Everyone grew up with Carmen and Junie. We grew up with them. Why don't you make your own version of freaking damn Atomic Bond, kind of, and James Bond? It's like, yes, since they grew up, you can actually make them do missions, and we get to see them do missions in their own freaking damn movie. and yet you missed the opportunity to spin off. You idiot. Okay, anyway, so yeah, we got this series, and this series it does actually push a little bit on the first movie. I think it was the first movie, because first movie we remember that Antonio's character, aka Mr. Cortez, he was working on this brain project. And there were so many brains and they destroyed them all, and he couldn't destroy his. That's what happened in the original movie. In this freaking series, they decided to say, no, no, no. He was able to destroy all of them, except there's one that they made sure that was indestructible, which is called the Golden Brain. And for some dumbass reason, it's very sentient, and it's now actually their first bad guy, their first actual ultimate bad guy. And apparently, well, of course you remember when it came to that brain in the movie, Antonio, aka Mr. Cortez, actually put his own brain, his own actual intelligence inside the freaking smaller brain. I don't know if it's the same thing. I guess they actually just downloaded. I guess they just downloaded it. Yeah, a lot of data into the golden brain, and well, that's why it totally sucks. Where it's like, oh fuck, man, he's using all our freaking things against us, and you get to see for himself where it's like, oh, so what he did was apparently was able to break free somehow, got a body, and now he's actually created this organization called Swarm, who is going to try to do some messed up thing. Maybe world domination, I don't know. You don't really get to have the gist of what he wants to do in the actual first episode. Of course, you get to have Junie and Carmen, and of course the brother sister affection that they do, which is basically bicker at times. So they did capture that, and they do have funny moments where, for instance, the OSS they had to, well, actually, AKA the Cortezes, they actually had to move to another base of the OSS, which actually is hidden in a freaking taco joint called Taco Butte, AKA Taco Butt, because yeah, the E is and it. I'm sorry for that. I admit that's a little bit funny. That's a little bit funny. I would admit that was a little bit funny. So let's see. They have what they basically do now is they basically said that well they know the moves of every single agent. That's why we're all basically are in the wind now. We all are hiding in plain sight until it's over. And we're going to put the two kids in charge of their own team. They're both captains. And yeah, here we go. So they basically got like a few people. They got Ace, who's afraid of birds. It's like, yeah, Ace who's afraid of birds, and he's a pretty boy. I forgot the name of the preppy kid. Yeah, they got the preppy kid who knows 3,000 languages, okay, or 300 languages. We have the tech girl who is cute, I guess. I mean, she's very, very interesting. And then we have, well, let's see, fourth person, and we got the fourth person that is truly wow. So you guys remember the bad guy that turned good guy in the second? He showed up in the second movie, and then he definitely showed up in the third movie. Apparently, in this universe, Floop is still a bad guy. What? I like this character, and you guys showed redemption in the first movie, so this continuity has some freaking damn issues, in my personal opinion. It's like, why in the world did you classify him as a bad guy? What the fuck? So, we get even crazier. It turns out that Floop actually had an affair. Either A, he had a freaking sexual fling, or B, he has a wife in this universe because, well, he has a freaking damn daughter, and the daughter is closely the same age as Carmen and Junie, or a little bit upper. I'm not sure. Yeah, Floop got a daughter now. Floop has a daughter, and she's formidable when it comes to fighting. And she also have a thumbot. So that's amazingly what the fuck is going on here. It's just like, yeah, what? I mean, Floop has a daughter. how does that freaking work? I'm sorry, but how the freak does that work? Is he married to her? Does he have a secret wife? Or, because, well, the movie, I'm pretty sure the wife would actually have ran away by now. I mean, just saying, he seems too absorbed in his show. And plus, he seemed like he's one of those who don't even have a wife whatsoever. Or if it did happen, it happened way beforehand, and the woman didn't even tell him about it until later, and then he's like, "Oh, what? I got a daughter? Well, here's a thumb bot." It's like, yeah, here's a thumb bot, and maybe he's paying some freaking child support. Not sure, but he's actually close to the age of where I don't know. Yeah, it's like, good job, dumbass series. You confused me on this certain point. But of course, well, kids don't really care, and they only find out this fact until, when they're 10 years old, preteen, a teenager. That's when they're gonna start asking freaking out questions. Anyways, this is made for kids, so luckily for them, kids are not gonna actually be this, observant of this. So basically, we get infighting too, where they both fight and they got grounded. Now they have to work in Taco Bud, even though it's like not labor laws though. And they do mention that in the series. And well, let's see. Then they saw. Yeah, it looks like the mom actually decided to put something on TV to show that, oh, the heist is happening. And what happened is that, well, Junie took his group and went for it, and Carmen took her group and went for it, and they both actually convened in the same place, and they eventually actually worked together. I was thinking the same thing, where it's like, well, why the hell do you actually need one group with two captains if you can have two groups with two captains? That makes sense. But apparently you just want them to work together, and I don't know. I don't know. But they actually succeeded, and here we go with the freaking series. And of course, well, the reason why they're called the series, the name of it, is because that's what their group, their team is called. That's why. That's why they came up with the name. And I do have to admit, it's kind of cool how at the end they're like, "How did I fail? How did you guys fail?" Oh, it's because we were stopped by, and then they slammed Spy Kids ... And it's like, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. Like if Scooby Doo actually was called Mystery Kids. It's like, I would have got away from it if it wasn't for those, and then slam Mystery Kids. But Scooby Doo is so much better. Thank goodness they didn't go with Mystery Kids. Freaking damn. Alright, so last thing to talk about is just little details that I'm like, oh, what the frick? Yeah, some details, some other details. So, of course, like I said, they actually did some stuff where they mixed the first movie with the fourth movie. Now, well, technically, I think it was the same old, where Carmen was interested in the gadgets, and I think Junie was interested in the gadgets as well, somewhat. I don't know. They. I guess technically it didn't even do anything, but on the other hand, it kind of seemed like in the fourth movie, you had the girl who really was into technology, while, oh well, never mind, frigate, never mind. So besides that part, we also have the idea of the hair color in the freaking thing. It's like, yes, sometimes when it comes to casting, but this is generated. This is 3D generated. So really they can't actually do anything wrong to make you actually question, hey, how can he be your son? It's kind of like with Fantastic Four, or now the Fantastic Four, the one that everyone said it sucks. Well, it's kind of weird how Sue is white, but Johnny and the dad is black. I'm just saying, when it comes to casting, what they make sure they understand what happened, that she was adopted and crap, and now it's like, okay, good, thumbs up. This series, of course, we can go with the whole thing of, oh yeah, well, biology wise, they maybe have a recessive red haired gene, and that explains Junie's. But technically, the mom and Junie, I think, in the movie had similar hair color, but they don't. And it just comes to the point of where I'm like, well, I wish you guys would have just made some freaking thing going on here, where it's like, why don't you guys Take mom's hair color, put it on Junie, and we'll be done. We're fine. We're perfectly fine. Instead, they decided to make it red. Technically, I do remember that the mom's hair color in the original movies was also red as well. So why exactly you pick a darker red for the mom, and that just disrupts when it comes to indicating that, oh, yeah, it looks like the freaking mom and son goes together. Instead, you guys actually did opposite, where it's like, okay, well, that's pretty weird. I mean, I understand, and well, again, kids won't pick up on this because they're not really observant, and well, chances are they have to get biology first to understand what's going on here. But anyways, yeah, it does kind of suck where it's like, okay, so how does this work again? uh, as for canon, as for the whole canon thing, I'm not sure if this is canon or not. Chances are no, they didn't rip that up. If I have to admit what's canon, well, if I have to admit what's canon or not, I would say if it was canon, it would most likely be between the first movie and the second movie. That's where I would actually say it's centered around. Even though it's kind of weird, it's not weird because, well, you do have like for instance, the kids of the bad guy in the second movie. The kids didn't show up until the second movie, so I guess technically they have wiggle room. And it is kind of cool that they did kind of show that Junie himself said, I want to be a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. It's like, yep, that's what happened in the third movie, if you remember, that he actually parted ways from the OSS and did his own stuff. So it's kind of cool. They did wink at that. They did wink at that, and that's cool. So, watch or don't watch? Me, I'm like, it's perfect for kids. It definitely is. But if you actually are a Spy Kids fan, you'll get some out of it. But if you're looking for something where it's like it does have continuity with it, with movies, and it's like as if they inserted more stuff, more details during the movies, you're not going to get that here. You're not going to get that here at all. You seriously don't. And plus, of course, Carmen definitely looks different than she did in the movie. And of course, they all look different, but I'm just saying, when it comes to really looking at it, it's like Junie's the only one, besides the mom too, I actually have a close comparison with the actor who played them. I would say it is interesting. I still kind of want to see how it goes and plays out, but on the other hand, I'm like, I'm fine with just relaxing right here and thinking about other stuff. They're doing other stuff. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, and eventually I'll do another one of these. I still have to do Star Wars Rebels. I just can't because it ended, and I just can't. I don't know. I maybe have issues when it comes to saying goodbye to stuff, and Dragon Ball Super I did nicely, but when it comes to Star Wars Rebels, it turns to the whole, oh damn man, this is pretty damn hard. It's like freaking damn it, man.